Why we must be digital citizens. So there are three things I'm going to go over in this video and in this presentation. The first one is what is a digital citizen? The second one is what and why. What do you need to do and why is it important? And then the third one is USD 305's policy on digital citizenship. So what is a digital citizen? Digital citizenship is the responsible use of technology by anyone who uses computers, internet, and digital devices to engage society on any level. Digital citizenship involves everyone. It's a process that involves everyone who is a stakeholder. So you as a teacher, your students, when you're on your phone, when you're on your iPad, when they're on their Chromebooks. Digital citizenship is the responsible use of technology. Okay, so what does good digital citizenship look like? Good digital citizenship students show that they know how to connect, empathize, and create long-lasting relationships. Students who are good citizens show that they are empathetic towards others. They emphasize that they use technology for the right reasons, and they create long-lasting relationships through the internet and through educational resources. Students who are not good digital citizens believe that cyberbullying is acceptable, and they use social media irresponsibly to hurt others. How to teach digital citizenship? So there are 4 steps. As a teacher, you need to ask yourself and define the elements of digital citizenship that you wish to teach in your classroom. The second one is to create a consistent curriculum that starts small and builds up, and it meets all of the different parts of digital citizenship. The third one is to execute. Integrate the curriculum into your daily practice and existing teaching models. So if you're teaching about technology, it's important to include digital citizenship in that unit. And then the fourth one is modeling. And I think this is the most critical for K through 5 teachers. Well, really K through 2 teachers is modeling appropriate online and classroom behavior. As a teacher, my students look up to me. And it's important for you to model what it looks like to be a good digital citizen, meaning your students know from your example how to be a good digital citizen, how to be respectful online, how to model appropriate behavior when you're online. Modeling is showing them the correct way how to do it. So when creating a curriculum, here are the things that you should focus on. The first one is empathy. Students must understand that when they are on the internet and they're an internet user, they need to display their character. What they're doing on the internet, they need to be able to say, yes, I did that and I feel really good about it because I showed my values that I have when I looked things up on the internet or when I was on the internet. Students also need to understand how the internet works. The internet is fast and responsive, and they need to understand why it's fast and what it does and how it gets you there and the purpose and how it works. The third one is the user data. Students need to understand that personal data is out there, and it's their job to figure out how to protect themselves. The fourth one is practicing digital literacy. Students need to understand data online. They need to understand that I'm reading a CNN news article. What is the CNN news article about? What is the basis behind it? Are there any prejudices when I'm reading the article? They need to understand everything that goes into the author writing it. And everything you read online is not true. And that's something that is really important in digital literacy. The fifth one is acknowledging the digital divide. And I think COVID-19 really brought this out in understanding that not everyone has the same tools. And that was really important to understand, is not everyone has an iPhone. Not everyone has a Mac. Not everyone can FaceTime. Not everyone has the internet capability to do a Zoom call. Not everyone has the same tools. And you need to understand that. And you need to be okay with that. And you need to know how to work around it. The sixth one is practicing digital wellness. And this is something that a lot of students struggle with, and maybe you struggle with, is that you shouldn't always be on your technology. It's important to balance your time with other things. And in our classrooms, we should be balancing our time with technology as well as other learning experiences, hands-on learning experiences. And securing devices means protecting your devices from hackers. How are you going to protect your Chromebook or your MacBook from hackers who want to do you harm? And all of these things were from applied educational systems. Good digital citizenship. Good digital citizens should answer and ask themselves these questions before they post something or do something online. The first one they should ask, and I ask myself these questions all the time, and there's something that you should ask yourself before you post something. Before you post something, what impression are you giving? Is the thing that you're posting giving the impression that you want? The second one, does it pass the newspaper test? And the newspaper test means the thing that I'm posting, so let's say I'm posting something on Facebook, the thing that I'm posting on Facebook, is it something that if it was on the front page of the newspaper tomorrow, I would be happy that it was on the front page of the newspaper? That's something that you need to ask yourself. The third one, do I really want this information that I'm posting out for everyone to see? Do I want what I'm posting to be out there for everyone's eyes and for everyone to see it? And the fourth one, and this is something that's really important, is am I oversharing? Am I sharing too much? Does somebody really want to read about that all the way? Could I abbreviate it? Could I make it smaller? Do I really need to share about everything? And then the fifth one is, would I want someone to know this about me before I met them? Would I want someone to know what I'm posting and they've never even met me before? All 5 of those questions are what our students should ask themselves before posting, and what you should ask yourself before posting something online. So, digital citizenship curriculum. It's kind of overwhelming to think about teaching your students all of these things. And it's important to have some resources to help you teach these things. So the curriculum should have themes that include media balance, privacy and security, digital footprints and identity, and relationships and community, cyberbullying, digital hate speech, and news and media literacy. Teaching all of those things and coming up with lessons is very overwhelming, but we are lucky at USD 305 to have a school district that supports us and gives us a curriculum to go off of. The curriculum that our district have is the iSafe DC4 curriculum. This curriculum is a digital programming that provides topics that cover e-safety. And our district purchased this platform, and I'm really happy that our district has the initiative enough to purchase it for us. It allows teachers full real-time reports of where their students are at. It stores data for us. It customizes the policy based upon what USD 305 wants to teach and documents that students see. And when students finish the program, they get a certificate of completion. Okay. There are other curriculums out there as well. One example is the Common Sense Education's free digital curriculum. It has handouts, professional development, and educational videos. We use iSafe because that's what our district has provided. Okay, so defining how technology is used and USD 305's technology policy. Okay, So defining how technology should be used in school settings. The abbreviation is REP. The first one is R, and respecting yourself and others. So when you're using technology, your students and you should be respecting yourselves and others. There should be adequate technology and an understanding that technology affects others and what you do on technology affects others. The second one is access, is not everyone will have a Chromebook. Some might have iPads, and that's okay. And helping your students understand that access looks different for everyone. And the third one is law. You teaching your students that they cannot take content from others without asking or giving credit to that person. The E in REP is educating others and yourself. Literacy, understanding that newspaper articles, what perspective did they have before writing this article, and understanding that not everything they read is the truth. It could be skewed, or it could be trying to persuade you into different things. The second one is communication, knowing where to communicate online and when to communicate online. And the third one is commerce, being careful that you don't put your financial information out there or your personal information, your birth date, your social security number, teaching students that you shouldn't put those things online unless it's a safe place to put them. And the P in REP is protecting yourself. You have, as a person who is online and using technology in USD 305, you have rights and responsibilities. Students should be comfortable sharing their concerns about technology and their concerns about what people have posted to educators. We should be a safe place where if a student's concerned about something, they should want to come talk to us about it. The second one is security. Our technology in a school setting should have protections and tools to help keep data safe. And health and wellness. In your classroom, you should be setting guidelines and limiting the use of technology. Your students should have, especially in K through 5, your students should have hands-on experiences, and they should not be sitting on technology all day long. So USD 305 is acceptable and ethical use of technology policy. And this covers all of the elementary buildings, all of the middle school buildings, and all of the high school buildings. It's kind of a one size fit all. And it's important for us teachers to understand this policy. Once a student receives their Chromebook and once we receive our laptops, they have to sign an acceptable and ethical use policy. By signing, parents and students and teachers are understanding and giving the district acknowledgement that you will follow the guidelines of access, safety and security, software, user conduct, and inappropriate use guidelines. Access means you will only access it for educational uses. Safety and security, our school has blocks on certain websites, and you will understand and you will not go around those blocks in security. Software, you do not download extra software on your Chromebooks or your devices without contacting MIS. The user conduct means that you will communicate technology respectfully. You will use the school mail and you will not use personal accounts. And you will ensure that your students' information is protected. And your students will ensure that other people's communications are protected. The inappropriate use of technology in USD 305 is generating anything inappropriate, violating laws, violating copyright, giving sourcing where sourcing is due, vandalizing, writing on Chromebooks, dropping Chromebooks on purpose, vandalizing websites that teachers have produced, intentionally wasting resources, meaning wasting all of your hard drive so then that way you don't have to complete an assignment. That's an inappropriate use of technology. Assessing personal accounts on your Chromebook or your own laptop or your school's laptop. Harassing, bullying, and attacking others in Google Classroom, in on Facebook, online, any of those things are against policy and invading the privacy of others, meaning you're not taking other people's passwords without them knowing, and you're keeping yourself safe. If you do not follow these guidelines, when your parents or when you as a staff member signed the acceptable use and ethical use policy, you stated that you understood that technology is an advantage, but it is not required of you, meaning if you do not use it appropriately, it will be taken away from you and you will not be able to use it. So the summary of my research, and this is the research that I have behind the curriculum and goals needed. And I'm not going to read it to you, but here is what digital citizenship is. Here is information about digital citizenship curriculum that I have learned through the research. And here's the federal acts and guidelines. I thought it was very interesting that 1/4 of America does not have access to the internet, especially when COVID-19 happened, when we were all quarantined in our households. That is shocking to me, and it's important to understand that. The reflection over learning standards, my standard correlation, my relevancy, and my reflection. And here are my resources. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you have a great rest of your day.